Roman Reigns' story with The Rock start date, massive mistakes the WWE must stop making on Raw ahead of WrestleMania 41, Rey Fenix's WWE debut opponent on SmackDown, Penta breaks silence after suffering his first pinfall loss in WWE, Charlotte Flair addresses Ronda Rousey's bashing of WWE, Stone Cold Steve Austin match going into WWE Hall of Fame, Bronson Reed is not ready to return to WWE, a major update on WWE Backlash 2025, Roman Reigns helps Jey Uso on Raw. Let's dive right in. Massive mistakes the WWE must stop making on Raw ahead of WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 41 is creeping closer, set for April 19th and 20th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. With just a few weeks left, there's still time to build stories and add matches to the lineup. But the creative team could also stumble into some big mistakes. 7 matches are already locked in for the massive event. Night 1's main event is a wild triple threat clash between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, while Night 2 wraps up with Cody Rhodes taking on John Cena. Here are 5 slip-ups WWE needs to dodge on Raw as the big show looms. Number 1, Rhea Ripley keeps looking too strong on every Raw. Rhea Ripley lost the Women's World Championship to Sky a month ago on Raw, setting up Bianca Belair to challenge Sky at WrestleMania. Even without the title, Rhea is still a big part of the story and keeps coming out on top. Just this week, she stood tall holding the championship after a scuffle with Sky and Bianca. It makes her look unstoppable, but it's hurting Sky. She seems like a champ who can't win. And Bianca? She's stuck looking like she doesn't belong in the mix. WWE needs to stop making Rhea the star of every showdown in the next few weeks. Number 2, AJ Styles and Logan Paul need more face-to-face drama. A fresh match for WrestleMania 41 pits AJ Styles against Logan Paul. It's their first singles clash, but the build-up feels thin. Sure, they've crossed paths on Raw lately, but it's not enough to light a fire under this feud. People are barely talking about it. They need more mic time together, trading sharp words to pull everyone into their story before the big night. Number 3, The Rock's name keeps getting ignored on TV. The Rock won't be wrestling at WrestleMania 41, but he's still a huge piece of the puzzle. At Elimination Chamber, he teamed up with John Cena for a shocking attack on Cody Rhodes, turning Cena into a bad guy. Yet, on Raw, no one's bringing up The Rock. Cena and Cody have been trading shots on the mic, but all the heat's landing on Cena alone. In the next few weeks, Cody or even John should call out The Rock's part in this mess to keep the story straight. Number 4, John Cena can't disappear before WrestleMania. John Cena's been a regular on Raw for 3 weeks straight, hyping his big match with Cody. But this week's show was his last scheduled stop before Mania. That's a problem. He needs to keep showing up. If he vanishes now and only pops back at the event, the title fight will lose its spark. With just Cody carrying the build-up, the Night 2 main event might feel flat. Cena should surprise everyone, jump Rhodes out of nowhere, and settle the score from their last run-in. Number 5, women outside the title picture need a clear path. This week on Raw, it looked like Lyra Valkyria and Bayley might team up to face Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. If that happens, though, the Women's Intercontinental and Tag Team Championships won't be on the line. The card's already short on women's matches, and sidelining those belts again would be a terrible move. Instead of tossing the champs into a random tag match, WWE should book them to defend their titles against other women in Vegas. Rey Fenix's WWE debut opponent on SmackDown. WrestleMania 41 is just around the corner, but all eyes are on this week's SmackDown, where Rey Fenix is set to step into a WWE ring for the first time. After weeks of build-up, the former AEW International Champion is finally making his debut. Everyone's been waiting for this moment since he and his brother Penta were rumored to join WWE after leaving AEW. These two luchador legends have torn it up across the wrestling world, stacking up titles and jaw-dropping matches. But Fenix hit a rough patch when an injury stretched out his AEW contract, delaying his jump to WWE while Penta got started on Raw. Now, freed up by Tony Khan, Fenix is ready to fly solo on SmackDown. On a recent live Q&A with Sportskeeda WrestleBinge, wrestling expert Bill Apter tossed out a guess about who Fenix might square off against. I do not know at this point, but I think it would be possibly Grayson Waller. Yeah, just a feeling of something I've heard from somebody who said something to somebody, third-hand news. Fenix himself recently let the world know he's officially signed with WWE, adding fuel to the excitement. Will it be Grayson Waller stepping up to welcome him, or does WWE have a surprise in store? Everyone's holding their breath to find out who'll be across the ring from Fenix on SmackDown this week. Penta breaks silence after suffering his first pinfall loss in WWE. Penta's hot streak in WWE hit a snag on the latest Raw when Finn Balor pinned him, marking his first pinfall loss since joining the company. The former AEW standout took to social media with his first words after the defeat. Since stepping into WWE on January 6, 2025, the 39-year-old luchador has been on fire, taking down Chad Gable, Pete Dunne, and Ludwig Kaiser. Fresh off WWE's European tour, Penta jumped on Instagram to thank the fans for their wild support. "It was an amazing tour in Europe. I hope to return soon. Thank you, Europe. Zero miedo," Penta wrote. Wrestling insider Sam Roberts thinks WWE missed a golden opportunity with Penta's WrestleMania 41 booking. On Not Some Wrestling, he argued for a one-on-one showdown instead of a crowded multi-man match. Intercontinental Championship. "I do not want a multi-man match. I want Penta versus Braun Breaker. Even if Penta loses that match, it would be a great showing. Penta getting a one-on-one championship match at WrestleMania would showcase him to the world. The entrance you can create with him. Everything. I think you could build Penta up to the point where it is a big win for Braun Breaker moving forward. Penta could get over without going over. Right now, Braun Breaker is slated to defend his Intercontinental Championship in a fatal four-way, with Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio also in the mix. The Judgment Day pair has been circling the title lately. WWE hasn't locked in the multi-man match for WrestleMania 41 yet, but an announcement could drop soon. Charlotte Flair addresses Ronda Rousey's bashing of WWE. Charlotte Flair, one of WWE's all-time greats, is gearing up for WrestleMania 41, aiming to beat Tiffany Stratton and claim her 15th world title. But lately, she's been talking about an old rival, Ronda Rousey. Ronda made waves in WWE from 2018 to 2023, but since leaving, she's been vocal about slamming the company. In a fresh chat with the Daily Mail, Charlotte Flair shared her thoughts on Rousey's harsh words. The Queen didn't throw shade at the ex-UFC champ, though. She kept it cool, saying she's not here to judge or speak for anyone else. Everyone's got their own story to tell. I never want to speak for someone else. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and everyone has their own experience, so you can never put words into someone's mouth, said Charlotte Flair. Later, Flair gave Rousey some props. The two clashed 7 times, including at a live show, and always brought the house down. They've got mutual respect from those battles. There's no question Charlotte's a cornerstone of WWE's women's division, which has grown into something special over the past 10 years. The 2018 Evolution event, an all-women's show, proved it, and Flair says her match there was one of her best ever. In the same Daily Mail interview with Alex McCarthy, she got real about the idea of an Evolution 2. She'd love to see it, but thinks the real focus should be on more big matches and stories for the women. WWE keeps getting bigger every year, so the chance for another Evolution is definitely there. Here's hoping it happens soon. Stone Cold Steve Austin match going into WWE Hall of Fame. WWE icon Bret Hart recently opened up about his epic WrestleMania 13 showdown with Stone Cold Steve Austin, a match now headed to this year's Hall of Fame. The 2025 ceremony is stacking up with huge names like Triple H, Michelle McCool, and Lex Luger, but there's a fresh twist this time. WWE just unveiled a new category called Immortal Moment, and the first pick is the classic clash between Hart and Austin from WrestleMania 13. Both legends will be there to celebrate on April 18th, 2025. On the Ariel Helwani show, Bret Hart shared his real feelings about the honor. He'd heard whispers months ago but didn't buy it until WWE made it official. "I found out a few months ago that it was going to happen, but you never know. It's never going to happen till it happens. So, then I just found out a few days ago, that the announcement came out, and so that kind of verified that it was in fact going to happen for me. But it's a big honor." Hart didn't hold back his pride, saying he thinks that night with Stone Cold was pure gold, maybe the best match ever. "I'm really quite proud of that, especially that match and the work that I had with Steve Austin. I think it's, if you ask me in truth if I thought there was a better match somewhere, I don't think there's been a better match. It was just magic what we did that night." Not everyone's sold on the idea, though. On Sportskeeda's Wrestle Binge Brodown, Vince Russo scratched his head over this new Immortal Moments category. He's wondering if it's just matches or if wild stuff, like Austin rolling up in a beer truck, could make the cut too. "I don't understand the logic behind the moments. I'm just curious. Are they going to be any entertainment moments? Is Steve Austin driving a beer truck into the arena? Is that a moment? Or does the moment have to be a match? It's anyone's guess what WWE has up its sleeve for this year's Hall of Fame, but this match's induction is already stealing the spotlight. Bronson Reed is not ready to return to WWE. A big name from Solo Sikoa's new Bloodline crew might be stuck on the sidelines for a while longer. That's right, Bronson Reed, who joined the group before Survivor Series 2024, isn't close to stepping back into the ring. If you missed it, Reed got banged up during the men's War Games match and hasn't been seen since. On a recent live Q&A episode of Backstage Pass, wrestling insider Bill Apter dropped some fresh news straight from Reed himself about when he might return to WWE. Firsthand from Bronson Reed, I do chat with him periodically. He's not ready yet and he can't wait to get back. But he does not have a set timetable yet, Apter said. Earlier in the show, WrestleVotes gave the scoop on a few other injured stars: Asuka, Ilya Dragunov, and Reed. The only thing I heard about Asuka was weeks and weeks ago. She was not pitched internally to be put on the Mania card. It didn't end up happening, obviously. So I don't know if that means she's ready or not. I couldn't tell you. Bronson Reed's into the summer, and I believe Ilya Dragunov's going to be into the late summer, if not the fall. So that's where we're at. Looks like it's a waiting game to see if Reed, or Asuka and Dragunov, can make it back in time to shake things up on the road to WrestleMania 41. A major update on WWE Backlash 2025. John Cena fired up the crowd this week on Raw in London, trading fierce words with Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Now, all eyes are on WWE's next big show after WrestleMania, Backlash in St. Louis. Cena's set to make his first Backlash appearance since 2009, and since his name hit the lineup, tickets have been flying off the shelves. This stop is part of his big retirement tour, meaning it's his last shot at the event as a wrestler. Last year, Backlash packed out Lyon, France with a wild, sold-out crowd. WWE's chasing that same energy in 2025, and it's working. WrestleTix reports 11,264 of the 15,045 seats at the Enterprise Center are already gone. People can't wait to see if Cena walks into St. Louis as the WWE champion, depending on what goes down at WrestleMania. The show's locked in for May 10th at the Enterprise Center, and it's not just Cena lighting things up. St. Louis's own Randy Orton is confirmed too. The Viper's coming home, and the crowd's ready to lose it. Last year at Backlash, Orton teamed with Kevin Owens to take on Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga from the New Bloodline. This time, he's got a score to settle at WrestleMania with his old tag partner, but Backlash could kick off something new. It'll be a thrill to watch Orton step into a fresh fight in front of his hometown fans at this huge event. Roman Reigns helps Jey Uso on Raw. WrestleMania 41 is closing in fast, and while everyone's been glued to John Cena's war with Cody Rhodes and the crazy triple threat showdown with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, another rivalry's been simmering under the radar: Jey Uso versus Gunther. That all changed on this week's Raw. In a nasty fight, Gunther took on Jey's twin brother, Jimmy Uso, and didn't just win, he left Jimmy a wreck on the mat. Jey could only watch, tied up by Gunther, who made sure he got a front row seat to the beating. It was a loud message about what's coming at WrestleMania, and now everyone's hooked, wondering what's next. After that Raw chaos, it looks like Jimmy's down for the count, at least in the story. Word is his injury's just part of the show for now, so he might pop back up sooner than we think. With WrestleMania 41 being such a massive deal, Jey could use a hand. Imagine the shock if Jimmy storms back to help his brother take down Gunther. But there's more to this. Gunther's buddy Kaiser's been quiet lately, and he'd love nothing more than to see the ring general stay on top. Maybe Kaiser jumps in during Jey's match, trying to tip the scales for the World Heavyweight Champ. Then there's the big wild card, Roman Reigns. When it comes to guys Jey knows who've been in the title game, the OTC is the real deal. What if Jey calls up the Bloodline boss to Raw for some tips? Or better yet, Roman shows up out of nowhere, corners his cousin, and fires him up for the fight ahead. It's all just guesswork right now. But one thing's clear, this feud's about to get wild and we can't wait to see how it plays out. Roman Reigns' story with The Rock's start date. Roman Reigns is gearing up for a massive triple threat match at WrestleMania 41 against CM Punk and Seth Rollins. It's his 10th time headlining the big show, and the OTC is hungry to walk out of Las Vegas a winner. But a jaw-dropping twist might stop him cold. Betrayal by a WWE legend he's trusted for years. The Rock could stab Reigns in the back at WrestleMania, shattering a bond that's lasted a decade. And that's not all. The final boss might even team up with CM Punk, handing him the win in the triple threat. Whispers started swirling after The Rock's latest Instagram posts. People always wondered about his rocky history with Punk, but he recently let slip they're on great terms now. Could they be plotting together? It's not so crazy to think they've patched things up and are ready to shake things up. There's more buzz too. Talk of The Rock leading a nasty authority crew with John Cena and others. Reigns doesn't seem like the type to sign up, but Punk? He'd fit right in, leaving everyone stunned. If The Rock screws Reigns over at WrestleMania 41, it could set the stage for their dream match, the one fans have been begging for forever. Nothing's set in stone though. It all hinges on what WWE's cooking up for the OTC at the big event. Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania 42? It's been a fantasy for years, and the wrestling world's dying to see these two giants clash. The real story between Reigns and The Rock might finally spark after this year's WrestleMania. WWE could start dropping hints right after the show, building it slow and steady over a year to dig into their deep family ties and all the bloodline drama. If The Rock costs Reigns his shot at WrestleMania 41, that'd be the perfect jumpstart. It might even kick off a whole new twist in the bloodline saga with the Hollywood star stirring the pot. For now, it's all just talk. Nobody knows for sure what's coming for Roman Reigns and The Rock.